We begin with the latest round of sanctions being imposed by the US and its allies on Russia over its attack on Ukraine. They've accused Moscow of committing war crimes, including the indiscriminate killing of civilians in Bucha and other parts of the country. And the new punitive measures will hit close to home for President Vladimir Putin. The US and the EU have slapped sanctions on his adult daughters, Katerina Tikhonova and Maria Putina. Also facing restrictions are Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin, his predecessor Dmitry Medvedev, along with the wife of Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. Two of the country's largest financial institutions, Sberbank and Alfa Bank, have been blocked from international markets. 7 other banks are already under similar curbs. And Washington is banning all new investments in the country, prohibiting US businesses from striking any new deals with Russian firms.
There's nothing less happening than major war crimes. Responsible nations have to come together to hold these perpetrators accountable. And together with our allies and our partners, we're going to keep raising the economic cost and ratchet up the pain for Putin and further increase Russia's economic isolation.
Washington is also restricting Russia's ability to send and receive funds overseas. It's frozen more than $600 million in foreign currency reserves held in US bank accounts. As a result, Moscow is struggling to make payments to its international bondholders. On Wednesday, foreign lenders were scheduled to receive $649 million from Moscow. Russian officials say they sent rubles instead of US dollars. And credit insurance data shows a 99% chance that Moscow will default on foreign loans this year. Let's get more on this now with economist Ali Khizar. He joins us from Lahore. Thank you so much for joining us, Ali. US President Joe Biden says these new sanctions are designed to ratchet up the economic pressure on Russia and specifically Vladimir Putin and his inner circle. He wants to further isolate the country economically. Do you think they'll have that desired effect, seeing as though that previous rounds of sanctions haven't been able to do the trick?
Thank you for having me on the show. What you said is partially correct. It's Russia heavily relies on its sales of the hydrocarbons in the Europe's mainly gas. And if the Europe stop buying from that, that's a big problem for the Russia. But on the same token, the Europe is heavily reliant on their energy supply from the Russia. So if the supply is cut from the Russia, then Europe is in the problem as well.
Now, Russia has also been removed from emerging market bond indexes following those new sanctions from the US and the EU. Do you think that move could potentially benefit other emerging market economies such as Turkey?
It can in a way there could be more demand from the emerging markets. Turkey, but that when with the war between the Russia and the Ukraine, the global commodity prices have moved up. And especially in the grain and the hydrocarbon market, there's a great disturbance, and that's not good for any country which is importing, including Turkey, Pakistan, and many other economies. And that's why you see there's a pressure on the currency and all that. And some economies like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, they're facing great pressure on this. So in a way, it can benefit Turkey and economies where they could have more space in that in the medium term. But the immediate term, it's a problem for everyone because the commodity prices have gone up the roof and the US dollar is strengthening and other currencies are weakening. So that's a problem for everyone. And that could lead to a global recession as well because at such a high prices, it's very difficult to keep demand up. And when the interest rate in the global market, especially in the developed market, would goes up, and then the demand will go down, and that could lead to a recession, and recession is not good for any economy. So in the immediate term, it's a problem for everyone. In the medium term, it is good for a country like Turkey.